Hello, this is the fourth and final video discussing advanced usage of the OnPoint Study Analyzer tool. I'm going to go ahead and open up an MRI study in the Study Analyzer tool and do some a little more in-depth analysis. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and resize the window to be a little bit bigger. And while we have some default attributes that we show that makes it easy to kind of sort through a study and kind of see what's there, I'm going to do some more in-depth analysis for MRI. And so I'm going to add a couple of the key attributes that are specific to MRI to add the grid control. So by right-clicking on the header, I can choose Add DICOM Attribute. I'm going to go ahead and add the echo time to the grid control. And you'll see it automatically adds a new column and displays all the attributes there in a line. So I can make it really easy to look for specific series that have certain values, or even see how values, attributes change throughout images in the series. I can, of course, sort by this new value. That's no problem, or change that. And one of the key things here is, let's say I want to just look at all the series that have an echo time less than 10. So if I sort by echo time, I'm just going to go ahead and start removing images from my list that have an echo time above 10. So I sorted by that and I hit delete. And now it just leaves me with the few series that actually have an echo time less than 10. Series number 1, 2, and 3. So that's an example of working with advanced headers. The other thing that's kind of useful is if I add a few more properties in here. So I'm going to do echo number. I'm going to add in echo train length. And so I have a few different additional attributes here. What I'm going to do is, once I get the ones that I actually care about, perhaps for some analysis, I'm going to choose all of these. So they're all selected. Right-click and say Copy Data to the Clipboard. And what that does is it copies all these values in this grid control into the Windows clipboard, so it can be loaded into something like Excel for further analysis. So by just pasting the data in here, now I have these values, and I can do something like I can resort or use Excel's various data analytics tools for charts and graphs to plot this data in different ways. So that's an example of basically extracting select DICOM attributes out of the files and pasting them over in Excel for analysis purposes. The other thing that's interesting is, now that I've whittled this down, let's say I actually want to move these files into a different directory on my hard drive to kind of separate them. Initially, the MR study had, I don't know, 137 images. After some analysis, I realized that series number 1 is really the one I care about. And so I selected all of series 1, I highlighted it, I right-click and I say Copy File Paths to Clipboard. Now what that does is it copies the actual file paths of each of these images into the clipboard in a way that Explorer knows how to deal with. And so what I'm going to do is create a new folder called MR Series 1, because that's what I am actually just extracting out here. I go into there and I say paste, and what it will do is it'll grab those DICOM files and copy them, make a copy, not move, but copy them here. So that's a way I actually went from 137 images in a study down to just the 26 I care about by using the Study Analyzer's sort capabilities, as well as adding custom attributes up here to look at exactly what I'm trying to find. Another useful thing, I'm going to shut this down. And now that I have these extracted out, this MR Series 1, I'm going to open it up in the Study Analyzer tool. Another common thing is, now that I have a few files, I actually want to delete them because there's some ones I don't care about. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and resort on instance number, and I'm going to actually delete from disk the first 9 instances. The way you do that is you choose them and say delete from disk. It's going to prompt you. Sure, now this is permanent, so be careful when you hit this. Usually you should make a copy, a backup copy of your images so you don't lose them. But I'm going to go ahead and remove these because I don't care about them in this specific case. It updates this this grid control, and if I look over here in the folder, now there's only 17 images on disk. So that's an example of deleting files from disk very quickly. The last feature, I'm not going to, even though this is an advanced feature, we're not going to cover it because it's not actually a completed feature. You notice on the right-click menu there's a Save Multi-Frame Images to Video file. that tries to use FFmpeg to convert. It extracts the images out and runs it through that to convert to a video file. That's actually, we're not going to explain that because it's not working fully right now, so ignore that. But that's what that does do. If there's demand for that, I can actually finalize a feature and get it out there for you guys. But that's basically all the features on here. There is a very simple help here that kind of summarizes kind of the key things it does do in case you forget. But this video also is intended to provide a little bit more background. So that concludes the final part of the video series. We hope you find this tool useful. Thank you.